What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Chi-Town Bar Down podcast. This is a new channel, so welcome to everybody that's watching. I got my buddy Jake Leviski here, who's a big Penguins fan.
What's
He
going
won't
on?
always show, but he's on the show tonight just to recap Game One, Hawks versus Penguins, which is a season opener. The NHL they marketed the game really well. They had Bedard, the newcomer, and Crosby, the vet. So let's get right into it. Jake, your thoughts on last night's 4-2 loss to the Blackhawks.
Well, first question here. I was at the game, so over under 1,000 times they showed Bedard's face on ESPN.
Dude, it was I'm with the over. It was crazy. I mean, the it's they're hyping him up a little bit too much, but I mean, you as you could see last night, the hype's real. I mean, I think he had six shots, 11 shot attempts, obviously assist, but he's a great player. But I mean, that's what the ESPN's going to do. They're trying to make him the next face of the game, that marketable guy, just like a
Yeah.
McDavid, just like Crosby was for a decade. So that's kind of why you saw that a little bit. But I'm with you there. I'm with you a little bit.
Yeah, it's getting excessive, but like it's cool to see, he's a franchise player and excited to see what he can do throughout the season. He's already got 2 points in 2 games, so point per game pace already. You gotta love to see
That's what
it.
we're looking for. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
But in terms of the Penguins, what did you see? Because obviously you were there in person.
Yeah.
From your guys' end, what did you see? Things you need to improve on? What did you like?
Um, Things we need to improve on. There's a lot of missed defensive assignments in front of the net. Like those 2 goals, I think all 3 goals the Hawks scored, they were right in front of the net, right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, we
miscommunication, lack of physicality in the net. That's what I didn't like. I thought Jari played fine. I mean, he had some really nice saves throughout the game. And the goals he gave up, I mean, there's no one in front of the net. There's no bodies. It's just lonely Blackhawks there. So I know people were, you know how Jari is. Like people are gonna say, "Oh, Jari's not good. Jari's not good." We gave him this contract extension. I thought he played well last night. He was not the problem. Secondly, we couldn't finish our chances. You got to give credit to the Hawks goalie, 38 saves. I mean, 950 save percentage. I mean, sometimes you just got to tip your cap, but I felt like we put our first foot off the gas pedal in the third there, and the younger team took advantage there
I
when we
agree.
had the lead. I didn't like that. I mean, top six was great, I thought. Bottom six, the diff the, looking at the defense at the bottom six, I thought it was better, but offensively, I didn't see much. And yeah, it was just it felt like the last game last year against the Blackhawks.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, all the expectations around that big game, Crosby versus Bedard. I mean, Crosby dominated Bedard in the face-off. It wasn't even close.
Yeah.
But
Well, I
uh,
just 19 years, Crosby's still the best player on the ice in that
he
game.
really is. He just dominates. Yeah, wherever he is, he's such a good two-way player. But I agree with you wholeheartedly. A couple points from the Penguins side, and then I'll get into the Hawks. Um, you guys looked like the oldest team in the league because you are. I think your average age is like 30.6, something like that. I saw that on the
Yeah,
broadcast, which is not a
I didn't
bad thing.
think I didn't think we played that slow, to be honest. I thought we were up to speed with the
No.
Blackhawks and their young legs.
Yeah. It was a great hockey game for about 50 minutes, and then for some reason it kind of just switched for the Hawks. I mean, you guys had that 2-1 lead with what 10, 11 minutes left in the third period, and then we got a couple cheap goals, couple gritty goals, and we kind of just took over at that point. But I mean, I mean, I didn't really think you guys were outplaying the Hawks or dominating, so to speak, but um, it
I thought it
seemed
was a
you guys had
I thought it was an
control.
even game. Yeah, I thought it was an even game pretty
Yeah.
much.
I mean, there's a lot of offense.
Yeah.
Two potent offenses going at it last night. One thing I did see though, Eric Carlson did not have a great game. Looked maybe not situationally unaware, but just kind of like he still has to gel with the team. That's kind of what it looked like a little bit
Yeah, that's
from
well
my end.
said. Well said. I still feel like he has to gel with the team, but did have a couple opportunities. I know his stick broke on one of those slappers in the third,
Yeah,
I believe.
yep.
And he had a nice toe drag, but he got robbed by Mrazek, who had a fantastic game.
That could have been the
Uh,
game of the year for him, and it
yeah,
was opening
yeah.
night. Like he's never like that.
Yeah, and defensively, he's pretty much like a fourth forward out there, but I didn't feel like he was a liability last night at all, personally. Pedersen's back there with him. He's a defensive defenseman. He's going to stay home, do his thing. So, I mean, it's game one of 82. I mean, I'm not going to over exaggerate here and hit the panic
Right.
button. You know,
Yeah.
we got 8 new guys that made their debuts last night for the Pens. I mean, it's going to be adjustment period. The Pens started off 3-1 last year, and look where that got them. So, you know, it's a
Oh,
marathon, not a sprint.
I mean, you guys are deemed to be one of the top 5, 6 teams in the East this year, and you have a lot of new faces, a lot of guys left, so it's going to take time for you guys to gel. Rightfully so. I mean, just like any hockey team, there's a lot of teams with new faces, so I would not be worried at all. I mean, the Hawks were playing with a lot of adrenaline, excuse me. But yeah, I thought it all around was a great game. It was marketed properly. It lived up to the hype. I had a bet with my roommate because he's a big Penguins fan,
Yeah,
so I got him in the Bedard shirt today to class, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, I thought it was a great game.
there's a
Obviously
lot
the
of red there, Stary. A lot of red
was there?
there.
That's
A
good to
lot of
see.
Bedard
I
jerseys.
like
Yeah.
that. Good. The Hawks fans travel well, but obviously Pittsburgh's got some good fans of their own. So
Yes, sir.
at least from the Hawks perspective, I'll get into them a little bit more. I mean, Bedard speaks for himself. He was all over the ice last night. Like I said, I think it was 11 or 12 shot attempts, 5 or 6
Yeah,
shots
he
on
can sling it, man. He can
it
like in
had an
person, it's
assist.
crazy.
Yeah. Um, that adrenaline will wear off a little bit. I mean, you won't see him like out skating guys the whole year. He's still a rookie. It's going to be tougher to get around these bigger bodies. But a couple things I did really like to see last night was the defense from not only Kevin Korshinsky, but Alex Vlasic, who was put up against the Penguins' top guns all night, like Crosby, like a Malkin, like a Gensel. He's a big body, number 72, if that helps you out. But Vlasic had a hell of a night. Kind of just, and that's what he's here to do for Chicago. He's one of
Yeah.
those young D-men he's going to be like a Brent Seabrook, even though Seabrook was a little bit more of an offensive defenseman. We need a guy that can shut down the other team's best player, kind of like a Victor
Yeah.
Hedman, so
What
to
did you
speak.
think
But
about the Hawks power play last night and the Bruins
um,
game?
I I didn't think it was bad. I think we got some good shot attempts. Good. I don't believe we had a power play goal. Correct me if I'm
No, the
wrong.
Pens going 4 for 4 on the PK,
Okay,
but
that's what I thought.
the
Um,
Hawks, they were good at like keeping it in the zone. Like we could not, like
right.
we were getting so unlucky or we just couldn't clear it.
Yeah, it took us a little bit to get going. I think it was 1 minute in the first power play that we had that you could start to see a little bit of that offensive chemistry from Hall and and Bedard, and then we had Seth Jones on the back end. But yeah, it's gonna take a little bit. I mean, I going over. We didn't have a power play goal tonight either, so it's gonna take a little bit. But I like the puck movement. I thought the passing was good. Got some looks right in front of the net. But yeah,
The boys are looking for Bedard out there. Like,
they
how
and
could
it,
you not with that
and it
shot?
it's gonna be so tough for him just because not only does he have all this pressure on top of him to be that next big guy, but all he's getting the other team's best defenseman and the other team's best efforts every single night. So he's gonna learn. I
Yeah.
mean, if he hasn't learned that already, I mean the kid he already forgot his stick walking out on the ice last night. You could already tell the pressure was beating down on him, but he's gonna succeed just fine. He looks very comfortable when he has the puck, so I'm not too worried about that.
What are your concerns about him like being center and taking the face-offs?
That is one thing that I'm gonna get into the next couple videos is size. I've said this for as soon as minute he got drafted. I don't think he's gonna be a center in the NHL for more than one season. I think they're gonna eventually move him to a left wing because he's a righty shot. He can
I
shoot on.
think eventually he'll be a center.
You think he'll grow? I mean, he's a center right
He's
now. You
only
think
18.
it's gonna take him? I mean, he's
Yeah.
not gonna grow much more in terms of physicality wise, but I think that leadership role. Um, he'll will grow into that kind of like not like a Taze in terms of leadership because he has a lot more offensive talent than Taze, but that's the kind of style of play he needs to play in front of the net on especially in the power play. But being 5'8", 5'9", buck 85, I mean he's pretty strong for his size, but he's just not naturally a center's body. I know the
Yeah, I get
league's
what you're saying there.
the league's moving away from that physical aspect of hockey, even though there's a lot of guys that play physical still, which you do need. I mean, you saw Vegas last year, physical all
Mhm.
around, but it's more of like a skilled player's game, so to speak. But like I said, I do think they might move him to a wing position, especially he's got to improve in the faceoff dot too. If you're gonna go 0 for 8, 0 for 9, I mean, you can't be a center. It just
No,
doesn't work. You need possession of the puck. So that's something he knows he needs. Yeah, I don't know if you saw the interview. I think it was after like the first or second period.
I was crying in my bed. I didn't really get to see stuff.
Oh, jeez, oh God. But the interviewer asked him, he's like, "Well, how'd that first faceoff go against Crosby?" He's like, "Oh, he's been killing me all night. I failed miserably." So I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I
What do
was
you
thinking,
think of Riley Smith? Riley Smith's first night. I thought he was all over the ice. I thought he looked
I
great.
thought he had a hell of a game. Is he 19? Number
Yeah,
19?
19.
Okay, that's what I
He's
thought.
and one thing I like Raquel, Crosby, and Gensel on the first line. I like Russ with Malkin.
I
I
was
don't
gonna
know why.
say I was
I
a
don't
little
know why.
surprised when I saw Russ in the first.
Raquel plays best with Crosby.
Well, that's didn't they have Raquel with him and Gensel all last year?
Well, it's switched off throughout the year.
Oh, did it?
It was like
Okay,
50-50, but
I
Raquel
got you.
plays best with Crosby. Like, I don't think he's that good with Malkin, personally.
Yeah, I didn't see too much out of the second line for the Penguins in terms of productivity. I mean, I don't did they have any goals or no? I thought it was just
No, they had some
Crosby.
good chances though. Like Smith on the
Yeah,
breakaway. Smith had a nice slap shot from Malkin. Good feed. I know the fellas are getting old, but like they're so good at getting through the neutral zone and
oh
getting
yeah.
tape on tape for the pucks, passes. It's just
Malkin had a nice dime
yeah.
of last night in front of the
Yeah, that's
net.
what Malkin. I know Malkin slowed down, but like he can still go through the neutral zone so easily. Just get and just pass pucks to Smith and Raquel and hopefully Russ because I want him on his line soon. But
World
you know, we
class
got the
like that find a way.
yeah. Maybe we got the Caps on Friday. It's watching him some opener. You know, Ovi said that should be a good. It's always those games are always good, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah, no, I saw the Hawks game on tonight. They TNT had all the marketed games for the weekend. The Hawks got
Yeah,
another TNT game, so it's good to see our boys on prime time
yes,
national
sir.
television. But uh, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of ups and downs for the Hawks this year. I mean, we're not gonna make the playoffs. A reasonable Hawks fan knows that. One that does think we're gonna make the playoffs is crazy. There's not enough talent. Lines
Didn't you
one.
text something in playoffs?
Obviously, like I was going a little crazy, just out of my mind kind of shit. But it uh it was a lot of fun just to watch that game, especially when my roommate's a Penguins fan. So
Yeah,
I mean, I think you'll make the playoffs. Like I said that when we talked on your channel over the summer. As soon as you got Eric Carlson, it was like, boom, that's all you guys needed. It was really that one like key piece on defense that you needed because you really don't have an
yeah.
offensive defenseman like him. I mean, Letang had a decent
Really,
night. He's not
I don't
offense.
think many teams in the NHL have an offensive defenseman like Carlson.
No, they don't. There's only the Hale McCarr, Hedman, and Carlson are
Can
probably.
you, I don't know if you saw like just him moving the puck up the ice. Like it's gonna drive so much offense throughout the
Oh yeah,
year.
so smooth with the puck.
He's
It's
so
just
good at like dodging defenders, good in like
yeah,
tight spaces. So the breakout passes should not be a problem this year for the
right,
Pens, like it was
right.
last year.
Well, I
Yeah.
got nothing else in terms of last night's game. How about you?
Uh, Crosby's still Crosby. You know, the boys. There's I didn't really see nothing that like age would. They didn't look slow. You know what I'm trying to say? Like
Yeah,
I
they
know
look.
how you mentioned like they're the oldest team in the league. They didn't look slow to me. But one thing I'd like to see more is like more bodies in front of the net. Like I feel like we made it a little too easy for him for your goalie to see the pucks. I like more pucks on net and more shots. Like I felt like we were trying to like spit through three guys, just dump it in deep, get the
It was a little
offense going.
spacious. Yeah, it was a little
Yeah.
spacious at times, and I think that's why it was kind of like the Hawks the same way. We don't really have big guy in front of the net. I mean, we got Corey Perry, Nick Foligno. They're fourth line veterans, so they're not going to be giving us too much production all year. But the Hawks offense at times last night felt like we're taking 30, 40-foot shots, a little spacious. I want to get in deeper, get in front of the net, get some more quality chances produced. But I mean, like I said, for both teams, it's going to take a little bit to
Yeah.
gel and find their guy that they can rely on. That was a really nice tip though by Russ, that first goal.
Oh yeah, I thought it was Eller who scored it from my point of view.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was good
that was a nice.
deflection.
That was a really nice
Yeah,
goal.
we're hoping for Russ to bounce back here. He struggled last year.
Yeah,
Maybe he can be that 30 goal guy. He's
that's
never
what I
done
mean.
in his career, so
I think not saying you need that out of him, but I mean, if you got that out of him, I
yeah.
mean, that would
He had
really,
a quiet 20 goals last year. Like it did not seem like he put up 20.
yeah, right.
So what is like your view of the Penguins like after that first game? Like
It doesn't change my opinion at all. I mean, I still think you guys are one of the, like I said, you'll make the playoffs. You're going to be in contention for hopefully a deep playoff run from your sake. I mean, you're running out of years on Sid and Malkin here, so I'd say 1 or 2 more years tops. But yeah, it didn't change my opinion. I think you guys are still going to be a good team. I mean, it's the adrenaline probably set in for the Hawks a little bit. That is one final push. It was a great game. You guys were leading the game up till what, 10 minutes left in third period. We got
yeah,
a couple nice little goals that found the back of the net. I mean, Jari had a good game for about 50 minutes. So you just need him to stay healthy. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Other than that, I think your bottom six is gonna have to play a little better throughout the season
yeah,
to make it.
offensively better. I didn't feel like last year defensively, it was hard to, ice them out in the last 10 minutes of the game. I didn't feel that way
Yeah, right.
for last night. And yeah, so but Bedard's line, they were pretty good on Crosby's line. I
Yeah,
think they pinned him in their own zone. They scored
they were
there.
quick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was impressed with that.
I wasn't sure of Ryan Donato um, coming over from Seattle and having him on the first line, but after last night, I'm okay with him, playing with Bedard and Hall. Biggest thing, Hall got hurt tonight in the Boston game, so we
Okay.
can see how he's doing after. I don't know. I haven't looked at Twitter or anything yet, but we kind of need him to be good because that's just another big body that can get dart the puck in the center of the ice. So other than that, um, yeah, I thought the Hawks looked good. So I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't expect to go 2-0 back to back on a. Our opening road trip is brutal.
Oh, I
We had
know. You got
you
Vegas coming up,
guys,
right?
Bruins, we had the Canadians, and then we have the Knights. And I think there's
Yeah.
one other tough team on there too. So
Yeah.
it's not an easy start, but Bedard's gonna get the attention. So
What's your bold prediction for the year?
ooh, bold prediction. Oh man.
Bold
Put me on
prediction for the Hawks or the league in general.
the I'm going that Bedard will have a hat trick Saturday night
Ooh.
against the
What's your
Canadians. A original
okay?
six game on prime time. He's gonna show him what's up. That's my bold prediction for the week. In terms of the season, I don't think I could give you one yet. I don't. There's not the bold prediction would be like saying the Hawks make the playoffs. That's not gonna happen. So I don't know. I'd have to get back to you on that one. How about you and the Penguins?
My bold prediction for the Penguins: if Kenny Malkin gets a 100-point season.
Mm, okay,
My bold prediction for the year is the Buffalo Sabres win the Atlantic Division.
I like that. I like that a lot
I
actually
like the
because
Sabres a lot.
they're a sleeper team. Yes. Say they get Patty Kane too.
Hey man,
Who knows? I'm just excited hockey's back, man. I mean, we needed it. All
that's
the
it,
hype
man.
around just the new season.
Every night.
So
Yeah,
what
McKinnon just scored.
when's the next game you're going to?
Uh, the 26th against the Avalanche. So it's my first time
Okay,
seeing
couple weeks.
McKinnon and McCarr
That'll be
play.
sick.
I know.
Because Sid and Nathan, they golf together and they work out together in the summer, so that'll be
Yeah,
pretty
it
cool.
gets competitive
Yeah,
for these
no,
games.
that's
Those
awesome.
boys wake up. Yeah, I'm excited. So
I can't wait to go to. Say it again.
when are you going to your first Hawk game?
I don't know. I wanted to go to the home opener, but I won't be in town, so I'm hoping to go. in early November. I think there's a game against Vegas. Not Vegas because that's the home opener, but I think Seattle. I think it's either Seattle or Colorado in November that I want to go to. So looking at that, I mean, tickets they're gonna be a little more expensive this year
Yeah,
with their
man.
so I don't know, but I'm willing to pay the money. So
Yeah.
I'm
Oh, I
excited.
know you are.
I need another playoff atmosphere in the United Center. It's been a few years.
Well, it's gonna be buzzing that first game at home.
Yeah, I mean it'll be a sellout without a doubt. It's gonna be packed, but yeah, I mean I'm just
Yeah.
happy hockey's back, and then I
I
have
knew
a
the
team to
yeah.
cheer for again.
I knew the Hawks would be in one for the Bruins, and that was gonna be a tough game
Yeah,
on the
back to
back to back.
back, it's tough, and losing Hall in the second period too. That didn't help any. I mean, the offense kind of
Yeah.
shut down after that, from what it looked like.
Yeah, Bruins. The Bruins are the Bruins. They're always a tough team to beat, especially in the Garden.
I mean, there's talks of them not even making the playoffs this year, which I think is a little bit of a
Yeah,
stretch.
I think that's
I
a little bold,
I think
but
the
there's a lot of good teams in the East, like Detroit, Florida, who just made the finals. I mean, the Capitals are still there, the Islanders, the Rangers. Like those are wild card teams I just listed personally to me, but it's a tough East, man.
you got the Hurricanes and Devils that are like
Yeah,
right at the top there too. I mean, the
Tampa Bay is
Hurricanes,
gonna do their thing. Toronto's
yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
good. It's
East is
tough,
deep.
man.
It's always deep.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like the West is very top heavy.
Oh, I agree with that. Like, there's those five or six teams, and it just falls off like pretty
Yeah.
quick. I mean,
So
I think
maybe
both wild
I
card
don't
teams
know.
come from
I don't know
the.
who the wild card teams will be. It'll be interesting.
I think they're gonna come from the Pacific Division. I think that I think Colorado will make the
You think
playoff.
Calgary bounces back this year?
I do think Calgary makes the
Yeah.
playoffs. I'd say them and see, I haven't even done like a season prediction or like looked
Yeah.
at who I think's gonna. I think Edmonton's. I think this is their year. I mean, we say it every freaking year, Jake. Like, when are they gonna just
Yeah.
go all the way? Them in Toronto.
They're so good. The Oilers are so good.
Yeah, they are. It's
Like there's
just
no stopping McDavid and Draisaitl. Like
they're in a
it's fun
world
to
of
watch.
they're literally playing. It's like men versus boys when they're playing. It's just not fair.
It's
That's
crazy,
how I want
man.
the Hawks to look in 4 years. It's an offense, a historic offense. So it's not like it.
I think the Kings will win the Pacific. That's my
You
pick.
think the Kings will win the Pacific?
Yeah, I
Ooh,
like their moves.
all right. I like that. I mean, they
They
got, geez, we got
they just
Seattle,
picked up Dubois.
Edmonton, Vegas, all Pierre-Luc Dubois.
Yeah.
Okay, that is a good pickup.
Cooper Kopitar, Kempe, they got guys.
They still Drew Doughty,
Yeah, man. He's
do
still a
they?
dog
Like,
out there.
some guys that like we
Still a
grew up.
dog.
Man, we got some oldies still on their team.
Yeah, man.
But
What did
yeah,
you feel about Winnipeg signing Shifley and Hallbuck?
eh, it's Winnipeg. I mean, they're kind of always just there. You know,
Yeah.
it's there's just players getting older on that team. That's all it is. They're a good team, but it's not like they're gonna make a playoff run.
I took it as like I think it was 8 times 8.5. Like now that they're locked up and not they're not gonna be a rental, maybe you can move those contracts, you know what I'm saying? Because they're not gonna be a rental. It's guaranteed you get this guy for 8 years. And 8.5 with the salary cap going up, I mean, that's not bad for, you know, a goalie like
No,
Hellebuck.
no, not bad at all. So what you're saying is just get a few players around them and make a run,
I'm saying
or
is you if you're at the deadline and things aren't going good, locker room chemistry's not good, the team's not playing good, maybe you can look to move those guys
oh,
because they're
sell 'em? Yeah, okay.
yeah, because they were on the both of them were on the last year of their contract. So now that they're locked up, teams won't have to rent them out. You know what I'm saying? Like
I
they'll
see.
have them for 8 years.
Right, right, right. Yeah, I got you.
I think that'd be interesting. Probably won't
Okay.
happen though. Just something to throw out there.
Yeah. No, I like prediction, any sort of prediction for the season. I'd like to do a video on that sometime soon, just like Hart Norris, just stupid award, like that kind of stuff that we used to do.
Yeah. Trying to finish it out here. One
Yeah,
more question.
yeah.
Let me talk
Um,
about predictions. Stanley Cup final prediction.
oh geez. So I guess Stanley Cup, I'm gonna go Edmonton and Carolina. I think that's kind of just like a boring basic prediction, but I really do think that this is the year Edmonton kind of gets there. I don't think they win it. I think Carolina's the top dog right now in the NHL, and just in terms of depth, like every line, deep pairing, goalie, they're just so fast. Like when they play, like they're so much
Yeah.
fun to watch. So
Yeah.
I'd say Carolina and over Edmonton. How about
You think
you?
Carolina gets the job done?
I do, yeah.
Really? All right. I got Penguins versus the Avalanche.
Oh, jeez.
No,
Okay.
dude, the Pens are they're gonna be wagging this year,
All
man.
right. I mean,
I know the start wasn't the best, but
I
we got
like that.
81 games to fix it, you know? It's a long
Col-
season.
Colorado, though, I don't know. I mean, they're gonna make the playoff,
Yeah.
I think, but
I think they
they're
bounce back. I mean, they lost to the Kraken last year in 7 games.
yeah.
I think they bounce. They're too good not to bounce back. You know what I'm saying? So I got them against the Penguins, and I'm gonna pick Sidney Crosby raises the cup for the fourth time, close out the year.
I would have never guessed you picked the Penguins.
Yeah. Your boy's
Anyway,
probably going crazy.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But anyway, Jake, I appreciate you coming on the show, bro. First episode, so
Yeah,
we can
man.
look
Thanks for
back
having
on.
me. It's an
You'll have to
honor.
have me on your show soon. But
Yes, sir.
anyways, appreciate you coming on, talking a little uh opening night, Hawks Pens. We got the dub 4-2, but back in February, you guys can
Yeah.
get your revenge at the UC.
The boys will be back. You know that.
They will. All right, Jake. Good seeing you, dude. Take care.
I'll see ya. Have a good one.